Hello, everyone. Hope you had a great week considering what's going on around the world at the moment. The weather's been great, hasn't it? I've certainly been trying to make the most of it. Homeschooling with two of my three children out in the garden today. And yes, they did teach me quite a lot. And look, welcome to a special edition of the weekly Charlton Athletic Community Trust online quiz, supporting the Charlton Upbeats. This is being streamed live, so please bear with us if there are any technical problems. Look, why are we doing this? Well, firstly, we want to provide an opportunity for people to get together virtually or in their households for some fun and a distraction from what's going on in the world at the moment. Secondly, this weekend should have been the Upbeats Week, CAC's annual event that raises funds to pay for the Upbeats Down syndrome team for the year ahead. And with that, obviously that unable to happen, CAC is holding Upbeats Week this week to celebrate the Upbeats and raise funds needed to run the programme once the lockdown is over. For anyone who isn't aware of the Upbeats programme, it provides weekly football training to children and young people with Down syndrome, along with opportunities to play competitively with their peers. But it's also so much more than that. It's a community for the whole families, providing a network of support, respite, and a whole range of opportunities to the Upbeats, including work experience and trips away. Throughout tonight's quiz, I'll be sharing some stats and quotes about the difference the Upbeats makes to the participants. If you enjoy the quiz and would like to donate to support the Upbeats, please do so at cact.org.uk/Upbeats Quiz 2020. That's cact.org.uk/Upbeats Quiz 2020. And that will take you straight to the Just Giving page for tonight's quiz. Okay, well, how will this work tonight? The same as the last 2 weeks. We have 5 rounds with 10 questions each. At the end of each round, I'll give you a short amount of time to go through the questions, and then we'll read out the answers for you to mark. In that time, I'll also read out any comments or requests for shout-outs that you can leave in the comments box. You might want to tell me how you're doing in the quiz, say hello to someone else, or even ask me a football question, perhaps about my time at Charlton. But please submit your team name and score on the comments or to fundraising@cact.org.uk. That's fundraising@cact.org.uk. And we'll publish a leaderboard soon after the end. Okay, the rounds, again, like the previous weeks: general knowledge, film and TV, history, geography, and sport. And this week it is a special Upbeats Charlton round. Remember, this is for fun, so try and answer the questions yourselves. Don't cheat too much. Let's get underway, shall we? Okay, the general knowledge round. Which Abrahamic religion has obligatory acts known as the 5 pillars? So question 1, which Abrahamic religion has obligatory acts known as the 5 pillars? Question 2. What is the name of the scale that measures the spiciness or heat of chili peppers? So what is the name of the scale that measures the spiciness or heat of chili peppers? Question 3. Who is currently 4th in line to the British throne? So who is 4th in line right now to the British throne? A clue, it's a female. Question 4. How many wings does a mosquito have? How many wings does a mosquito have? Question 5. How many people are depicted in Da Vinci's Last Supper? So how many people are depicted in Da Vinci's Last Supper? Question 6. Which musical contains the songs Think of Me, The Music of the Night, and All I Ask of You? So which musical contains the songs Think of Me, The Music of the Night, and All I Ask of You? Question 7. Which 2005 single began My Life is Brilliant, My Love is Pure? So we're looking for both song and artist here, and I'm not singing it at all, but it is a fantastic tune. Which 2005 single began My Life is Brilliant, My Love is Pure? Both song and artist. Question 8. Which environmental pressure group was founded in the UK in 1971, a classic year? So which environmental pressure group was founded in the UK in 1971? Question 9. What colour is a tiger's skin? So what colour is a tiger's skin? And question 10. Messier 31 is the nearest what to Earth? Messier 31 is the nearest what to Earth? So they're the 10 questions. Just in case you've joined a little bit late, I mean, we try to join a little bit after 6:30, so hopefully you did join us in question 1, but I'll go through these ones quickly, but I won't do this in every round. So question 1, which Abrahamic religion has obligatory acts known as the 5 pillars? It also gives you a chance to put some questions or comments or whatever you want to do in the comments box as well. Question 2, what is the name of the scale that measures the spiciness or heat of chili peppers? Question 3 was, who is currently 4th in line to the British throne? Question 4 was, how many wings does a mosquito have? Question 5, how many people are depicted in Da Vinci's Last Supper? Question 6, which musical contains the songs Think of Me, The Music of the Night, and All I Ask of You? Question 7, which 2005 single began My Life is Brilliant, My Love is Pure? Both song and artist, if you can, please. Question 8 was, which environmental pressure group was founded in the UK in 1971? Question 9 was, what colour is a tiger's skin? And question 10 was, Messier 31 is the nearest what to Earth? Now, remember, this weekend should have been the Upbeats Week, CAC's annual event that raises funds to pay for the Upbeats Down syndrome team for the year ahead. With that unable to go ahead, CAC is holding Upbeats Week this week to celebrate them and raise the funds needed to run the program once the lockdown is over. An Upbeats fact here, 93% of parents asked for an evaluation report felt more confident and aspirational in relation to their son's or daughter's life and future since they've been coming to the Upbeats. That's fantastic. 93% of parents felt more confident and aspirational for their son's or daughter's life and future since going to the Upbeats. Absolutely fantastic. Okay, let's go through the answers, shall we? Question 1 was, which Abrahamic religion has obligatory acts known as the 5 pillars? The answer is Islam. Question 2, what is the name of the scale that measures the spiciness or heat of chili peppers? The Scoville scale. I'm not into my food totally hot, so I must admit I wouldn't be using that. Who is currently 4th in line to the British throne? Princess Charlotte. Question 4, how many wings does a mosquito have? Just the 2. Question 5, how many people are depicted in Da Vinci's Last Supper? 13. Question 6, which musical contains the songs Think of Me, The Music of the Night, and All I Ask of You? It is Phantom of the Opera. Question 7, which 2005 single began My Life is Brilliant, My Love is Pure? James Blunt, You're Beautiful. And yes, I'm talking to you. Not you, Jay, so I'll come on to in a second. Which environmental pressure group was founded in the UK in 1971? Friends of the Earth. What colour is a tiger's skin? It's the same as its fur, black and orange stripes. And question 10, Messier 31 is the nearest what to Earth? It's the nearest galaxy outside the Milky Way, so we will accept galaxy. Now, I want to say hello to Jason Morgan, who's the CEO of CACT. Jace, good to see you. With Lara. And he's just texted me as we go to saying he's got a lot right. So I'm not so sure that he's actually telling the truth. He's up against Carl Krauhaus, the head of early lead and prevention. His department includes the upbeats. Big competition between these two. So we'll have to see who wins. The loser's going to donate some money, more money than they normally would. So congratulations. And at the moment, Jace has got Lara with him. Carl's on his own. His missus not coming in till 7 o'clock. I'm gonna have to wait and see how they're doing. So look, anyway, quick shout outs before we move on to the second round. Louise says, please say hi to Adam Biggs and Jonathan West, who both play for the mighty Upbeat. So Adam and Jonathan, Louise says hello. Well done, guys. Shout out to William Stevens before he goes to have a bath. William, hopefully I got you in before you had that bath. And Brian Cole says, evening, Scotty. Hi to all his fellow addicts. Yes, indeed. Great to be part of anything to do with Charlton for me. So great to be here. Hope you're enjoying this. Should we move on to round 2, film and TV round? Question 1. In which century was the TV show Big Brother first shown? So in which century was the TV show Big Brother first shown? Question 2. Which Hollywood legend was the star of the following films? The African Queen, The Maltese Falcon, and Casablanca. What a legend. Used to watch his films as well. Of all the joints in all the world, you had to walk in the mine. But he said it a little bit better than me. Question 3. Name the shabby US TV detective famous for ending interviews with just one more thing. Just one more thing. Used to love watching him as well. Growing up, what a detective he was. Question 4. On which UK version of a glamorous US reality competition did Alan Carr and Graham Norton appear as guest judges? So on which UK version of a glamorous US reality competition did Alan Carr and Graham Norton appear as guest judges? Question 5. Which film won the Best Picture Oscar at this year's ceremony in February? So which film won the Best Picture Oscar at this year's ceremony in February? Question 6. Which comedian hosts Channel 4's annual Big Fat Quiz of the Year each Christmas? So which comedian hosts Channel 4's annual Big Fat Quiz of the Year each Christmas? Question 7. Which superhero film franchise, so it's the franchise, has grossed over $22 billion since it launched in 2007? So which superhero film franchise has grossed over $22 billion since it launched in 2007? The clue, if needed, it includes Avengers Endgame. And talking of which, in which decade was film star Robert Downey Jr. born? In which decade was film star Robert Downey Jr. born? I'll give you an extra bonus point if you get the right year. And I'll give you 2 points, extra 2 points, if you can get his date of birth. Now, no cheating. It doesn't count if you do cheat. You're either a real Robert Downey Jr. fan or you're not. Well, actually a bit of a freakish fan if you know the actually day he was born. Question 9. Which sporting event is the most watched TV event of all time in the UK? So think about it. Which sporting event is the most watched TV event of all time in the UK? And the final one, a tough one to finish. Which 2020 event is the 8th most watched TV event of all time in the UK? So 2020, what was it that was the 8th most watched TV event of all time in the UK? It happened this year. Have a think about it. You can work it out. In the meantime, let's have another quote, this time from Perry's sister, Upbeats quote from Perry's sister, Alexandra. For my brother, before the Upbeats, there wasn't anything to do on a Saturday, nothing available at all. Since then, he's become so confident, and I've seen him evolve, flourish. That is absolutely fantastic, Alexandra. Great to see that Perry's doing that. So absolutely brilliant. I'll read that again. For my brother, before the Upbeats, there wasn't anything to do on a Saturday, nothing at all. And since then, he's become so confident. I've seen him evolve and flourish. So brilliant that. How are we getting on? In the last round, just between Carl versus Jace, Jace is winning 6-4, but he says he's struggling on this round. So the CEO of CAPT is struggling on this round. Just want to get that out there. Who else can we say hello to? We did. Brian Cole said hello. Lucy Bailey says shout out to the Baileys and Kathy Keane. Loving the quizzes, Scott. Thank you very much, Lucy. Hope you are really all loving them. Philip Russell says loving the quiz, Minto. Thank you very much, Russell. What was it like to be in the same dressing room as Neil Razor Ruddock, Stuart Psycho Pearce, Rio Ferdinand, and Frank Lampard? And you can also talk about Joe Cole, Mickey Carrick, Jermaine Defoe, and of course, Paolo Di Canio. It was unbelievable. Actually, I just watched something that happened 20 years ago. We beat Coventry 5-0. And just looking at some of the players who are in that side, absolutely incredible. And do you know what? Razor, brilliant. Fantastic character, really funny, but a really good guy as well. I would say he knew where the line was, but I'm not sure he did. But he was definitely a fantastic guy. Rio, just a world-class, you could see straight away. Frank Lampard evolved himself into a world-class player. I've got nothing but admiration for him. And Piercy, well, what a legend. Talk about Trevor Sinclair on the other side when I was on the left as well. I mean, what a team we had. Absolutely incredible. Final one here, and then I'll move on. Kevin Kraut says hi to, is that Talia, who's working hard for the NHS. So Talia, thank you for all the work you're doing, and everybody who's working alongside you as well. Kevin, great shout, that one. So look, let's go through the answers here. Please keep your comments coming in. But for film and TV answers, in which century was the TV show Big Brother first shown? It was the 21st century because it was first shown on the 18th of July, 2000. Question 2. Which Hollywood legend was the star of the following films? The African Queen, The Maltese Falcon, and Casablanca? It was, of course, Humphrey Bogart. You got it from my impression, didn't you? Just like you did from this one as well. Name the shabby US TV detective famous for ending interviews with just one more thing. One more thing. It was, of course, Columbo. Brilliant series. On which UK version of a glamorous US reality competition did Alan Carr and Graham Norton appear as guest judges? It was RuPaul's Drag Race. Question 5. Which film won the Best Picture Oscar at this year's ceremony in February? It was Parasite. Question 6. Which comedian hosts Channel 4's annual Big Fat Quiz of the Year each Christmas? It is, of course, Jimmy Carr. Which superhero film franchise has grossed over $22 billion since it launched in 2007? The clue was Avengers Endgame, and it was Marvel Studios. In which decade was the film star Robert Downey Jr. born? 1960s. If you cheated or absolutely adore him, it was 4th of April, 1965. I don't believe you if you did get that right. You cheated. Question 9, which sporting event is the most watched TV event of all time in the UK? It was the 1966 World Cup final. And it was a tough one to finish. Which 2020 event is the 8th most watched TV event of all time in the UK? It was Boris's COVID-19 speech. That was on the 23rd of March, the Boris Johnson speech. Okay, let's move on to the history round. Keep those comments coming in as well, please. Question 1. Which King of England, who reigned from 1272 to 1307, is known by his nickname Hammer of the Scots? So which King of England, who reigned from 1272 to 1307, is known by his nickname Hammer of the Scots? Question 2. Who did John Bellingham assassinate in the lobby of the House of Commons on the 11th of May 1812? Who did John Bellingham assassinate in the lobby of the House of Commons on the 11th of May 1812? Question 3. Who was the second president of the United States? His term of office ran from March 1797 to March 1801. So who was the second president of the United States? George Washington the first. That's a tough one, that one. Question 4. In May 1915, the sinking of which ship with the death of 128 US citizens helped shift public opinion in America against Germany? So in May 1915, the sinking of which ship helped shift public opinion in America against Germany? Tough one, that one as well. Question 5. Which 2 British aviators were the first to be able to say, yesterday I was in the Americas, today I'm in Europe? Which 2 British aviators were the first to be able to say, yesterday I was in the Americas, today I'm in Europe? Wouldn't have a clue. Question 6. What name was given to the first body of fleet-footed professional constables formed in England in the 1750s? So what was the name that was given to the first body of fleet-footed professional constables formed in England in the 1750s? Question 7. Name the commoner who ruled England in 1658 to 59. Name the commoner who ruled England in 1658 to 59. Question 8. The amphibious and airborne German plan to invade Britain in 1940 was known as Operation what? The amphibious and airborne German plan to invade Britain in 1940 was known as Operation what? Question 9. In July the 20th, 1969, which Apollo 11 astronaut did not set foot on the moon? So on the 20th of July, 1969, which Apollo 18 astronaut did not set foot on the moon? And question 10, in which year was the Berlin Wall constructed? In which year was the Berlin Wall constructed? Just to let you know, Carl versus Jace. 2 main men in CACT. How did he get on the first round, chaps? It was Jace was 6-4 up, but of course Jace was with Lara. Carl was on his own. 5-5 in the second round, but the good news is Carl's missus is here to the rescue. So we'll see how this goes. You joined halfway through that third round. Let's also give a couple more shout outs. Okay, Ali Goldston says, loving the quiz, shout out to the Shamrock family. Shamrock family, how you doing on the quiz? Are you enjoying it? Which is your favourite category here so far? Izzy Frazier says, happy birthday to our awesome husband, Pat Hopkins. Great day to have your birthday, Pat, of course, St. George's Day. And Danny Hill wants to know if Tees was your favourite nightclub when you played for Charlton. It was not my favourite nightclub, but it was Stewie Barmer's favourite nightclub. So whenever I went out with him, I had to go there. He lived in Erith. I think it was in Erith, wasn't it? And yeah, we had some fun nights out in there. I'm stopping now. But good question, Danny. I take it you saw me in there. And you must have seen Stewie in there as well. I didn't go in without him. Another upbeats fact, 100% of parents asked for the research report state that their son or daughter has made new friends since joining the Charlton Upbeats. So that's absolutely fantastic news. Every single parent has said that their son or daughter has made new friends since joining the Charlton Upbeats. Let's crack on with the answers here. Give me some more comments, guys. So once we get to the end of the next category, but let's give the answers for history. Which King of England, who reigned from 1272 to 1307, is known by his nickname Hammer of the Scots? It was Edward I, also known as Edward Longshanks. Question 2. Who did John Bellingham assassinate in the lobby of the House of Commons on the 11th of May, 1812? It was Spencer Perceval, Prime Minister of the United Kingdom from 1809, obviously, until 1812. Who was the second president of the United States? It was John Adams. In May 1915, the sinking of which ship helped shift public opinion in America against Germany was RMS Lusitania. I hope I've said that okay. RMS Lusitania. Which two British aviators were the first to be able to say, yesterday I was in the Americas, today I'm in Europe? It was John Alcock and Arthur Brown. They made the first non-stop transatlantic flight in June 1919. What name was given to the first body of fleet-footed professional constables formed in England in the 1750s? It was the Bow Street Runners. I'll also give you their slang name if you've only got that one. It was Redbreasts. Question 7. Name the commoner who ruled England in 1658 to 59. Richard Cromwell. He was the son of the first Lord Protector, Oliver Cromwell. Question 8. The amphibious and airborne German plan to invade Britain in 1940 was known as Operation Sea Lion. Question 9. In July 20th, 1969, which Apollo 18 astronaut did not set foot on the moon? Michael Collins. And question 10. In which year was the Berlin Wall constructed? It was 1961. The construction of the wall was commenced by the German Democratic Republic on the 13th of August 1961, and I'll give you an extra bonus point if you knew all that. I don't believe you do. Okay, tough one, that one. Hope you did well. Yeah, Jace has just chucked in Zens. Yes, I did frequent Zens, and Carl's put in Deja Vu as well, and yes, guilty as above for both of you. Jace, you were probably with me back then. Carl, you would have been if we'd have been together. Let's move swiftly on to the geography round. And give us, what's your Mrs. name, Carl, as well? We've mentioned Lara. Haven't mentioned 4-4 in that round between those two. So which member of CACT will be donating more money than they usually do for losing this quiz? Geography round. If you were to travel to Norwich from London, from which train terminal would you normally depart? Norwich to Norwich from London, from which train terminal would you normally depart? Question 2. Name the highest mountain in Greece, the home of the gods in Greek mythology. Name the highest mountain in Greece, the home of the gods in Greek mythology. Question 3. In which capital city is the former imperial precinct known as the Forbidden City? So in which capital city is the former imperial precinct known as the Forbidden City? Question 4. Which is the only American state to begin with the letter P? The only American state to begin with the letter P. Got that one? Question 5. Where would you find the world's most ancient forest? The country is fine. And an extra bonus point if you know whereabouts in that country. Where would you find the world's most ancient forest? Name the world's largest ocean. Jace, you got to get that one. Name the world's largest ocean. In fact, he's just telling me he's with Walshy. Walshy, how are you? What a wand of a left foot. And I'm sure you still have, although someone's telling me it's just a stick now. It was fantastic to play alongside you and behind you and do your running for you as well. Question 7, moving swiftly on. How many capitals lie on the Danube River? How many capitals lie on the Danube River? Have a guess. Question 8. Wellington, the capital of New Zealand, is named after who? Don't give me Mr. Wellington. Wellington, the capital of New Zealand, is named after who? Question 9. What is the diameter of Earth? So what is Earth's diameter? Oh, are we saying we went to Zens with Walshy's? Walshy's not alongside you. Okay, well, we'll have to get him involved anyway somehow, won't we? Walshy was definitely out with us back in the day, along with a few others. Question 10. You see what you started? It was who started that now? Danny, you started that, didn't you? Question 10. Which English town had the first street tram system shortly before London? So which English town had the first street tram system shortly before London? Am I right in thinking yes? Dad, if you're watching this, you've got to get it. Okay, so I think Jace is 2 up, if I'm right in saying it. But Carl's Mrs. Kerry. Kerry, how you doing? You've come in to save the day. I cannot have Jace winning this one between those two. But look, let's give another upbeat quote, shall we, from one of the parents. It's given him a lot. It's given him a chance to bond with other kids in and outside. And it's something that he's got in common with other boys. So that's fantastic. All the work that you guys do, Jace and Carl, and everybody works alongside you as well. So well done to both of you and everyone else as well. Give you a little bit longer for the answers, just while I do a couple of others. Suitcase, shout out to Will K. Get off that PlayStation. Will, get off the PlayStation. Come on, get involved in the quiz. Shout out to the Fitchett family. How are we doing, guys? And Lisa Jane Impey says, hey, Scott, loving the quiz. Can I ask which coach or manager was your favourite to work for and why? Wow, what a question that is. Do you know what? I'm going to save that one because at the moment, you're the last person who's given us a comment. So let's go through the answers. I'll do the next one, which is, of course, the sports round. And as we're getting up the answers to the sports round, I'll answer that one. So let's do geography answers now. If you were to travel to Norwich from London, from which train terminal would you normally depart? London, Liverpool Street. We've got here Stratford International isn't a terminal. So London, Liverpool Street. Name the highest mountain in Greece, the home of the gods in Greek mythology. It was, or it is, Mount Olympus. In which capital city is the former imperial precinct known as the Forbidden City? Beijing. Which is the only American state to begin with the letter P? Pennsylvania. Where would you find the world's most ancient forest? Remember, get the country. That's one question. You get where exactly. That's that's 1 point, should I say. Get it exactly, and you get another point. So it's Australia and the Daintree Forest north of Cairns. I actually went to Cairns End of the season at Charlton, I was 18, so it would have been what, 1989, and we were on a 3-week post-season tour, playing 5 games around the East Coast, and then 1 week holiday on the Gold Coast. Don't have them anymore, do you? Amazing. The first trip away with the boys, professionally speaking anyway. Name the world's largest ocean. It is the Pacific. How many capitals lie in the Danube River? It's 4. Vienna, Bratislava, Budapest, and Belgrade. So the answer there is 4. Wellington, the capital of New Zealand, is named after Arthur Wellesley, the first Duke of Wellington. Earth's diameter is 12,756 kilometers, or if you want miles, 7,926 miles. So either of those is right. And how the heck did you know that? If you did. Question 10. Dad, you should know this one. Which English town had the first street tram system shortly before London? Birkenhead. Okay. Now, before we start the final round, a quick reminder that while we hope you've enjoyed the quiz tonight and it's brought you a little light relief, we're also doing it to raise funds for the Charlton Athletic Community Trust's Upbeats Down Syndrome team. If you have enjoyed the quiz, please consider making a donation. Normally, Cat Quiz Nights are £10 a ticket, so perhaps £10 a screen or team, or just donate whatever you possibly can. You can donate online at cact.org.uk/Upbeats Quiz 2020. I know it's going across the bottom of the screen. Okay, let's go to the sports round, shall we? Final round. This week's special sports round dedicated to the Upbeats, but hopefully there's still some questions for everyone in here. Question 1. The Upbeats played a pan-disability team before watching Charlton face AFC Wimbledon at the Cherry Red Record Stadium in February 2019. Which former Addict striker scored a late winner that day? So the Upbeats played a pan-disability team before watching Charlton face AFC Wimbledon away from home, Feb 2019. Which former Addict striker scored a late winner that day? Question 2. Lyle Taylor joined which teammates in visiting the Upbeats at Sparrows Lane in November 2019? Lyle Taylor joined which teammates in visiting the Upbeats at Sparrows Lane in November 2019? The clue, we've got a clue for you here. A midfielder, and he joined the club in July 2018. Had a very good season this season so far. How many of the Upbeats are now FA Level 1 qualified coaches? So how many of the Upbeats are now FA Level 1 qualified coaches? Is it A, 3, B, 4, or C, 5? Question 4. Where is the DS Active National Tournament held each year? So the DS Active National Tournament, where is it held each year? A, Bristol, B, Birmingham, C, London. Again, have a guess if you don't know. Lee Bowyer surprised the Upbeats at a training session last March. Which colleague and former Charlton player who had been scouted on one of CAC's football courses joined him? So Lee Bowyer surprised the Upbeats at a training session last March. Which colleague and former Charlton player who had been scouted on one of CAC's football courses joined him? Question 6. Complete this sentence from the Upbeats version of the Ale 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 song. And now you won't believe it, the Upbeats ... What comes next? So complete this sentence from the Upbeats version of the Ale 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 song. And now you won't believe it, the Upbeats ... Question 7. Which former player joins Simon Webster, Paul Mortimer and Bob Boulder, 3 top guys, in taking part in last year's Upbeats Walk and later watched Charlton beat Luton Town, who his son Elliot plays for? I played with this guy as well, and what a player, what talent he was, and what a player he became. So which former player joined Simon Webster, Paul Mortimer and Bob Boulder in taking part in last year's Upbeats Walk and later watched Charlton beat Luton Town, who his son Elliot plays for? Good guy as well, funny guy. Question 8. On which day of the week does the Upbeats training session run at Sparrows Lane? On which day of the week does the Upbeats training session run at Sparrows Lane? Question 9. We all know the Upbeats are good at football, but can you name one of the 3 other sports that members of the Upbeats have represented their country in? So can you name one of the 3 other sports that members of the Upbeats have represented their country in? Just one of the 3. Question 10. For the last 3 summers, the Upbeats have travelled via EasyJet to take part in a pan-disability tournament in the city that is famous for being the place where the Titanic was built, among other things. Name that city. So question 10, the final question of tonight's quiz, this week's quiz. And in fact, Jason Carl are 20. Both are on 20. So this decides it, the sports round. For the last 3 summers, the Upbeats have travelled via EasyJet to take part in a pan-disability tournament in the city that is famous for being the place where the Titanic was built, among other things. Name that city. Okay. Final Upbeats fact, and then we'll go to, I've got to answer that question as well. It was a very good question, wasn't it? 91% of parents asked for our research report felt that their sons or daughters are happier since attending the Charlton Upbeats. 91% of parents see their sons or daughters happier since attending the Charlton Upbeats. That's absolutely fantastic. What a great job everyone's doing there. Well done, Carl. Well done, Jace. Well done, everybody. But who's going to lose between you two? We shall wait and see. What was that question again? Where are we? Lisa Jane, wasn't it? Lisa Jane, what a question that was. Do you know what? I'm really going to sit on the fence for this. I have to go further back than just the managers, first team managers, because Colin Clark was my youth team manager. And he's the one who really gave me the belief, put me in the youth team where we had one of the best youth teams, I think, in not just Charlton's history, but in football's history. Went all the way through to the FA Cup final. Had Carl Leeburn, Ronnie Morge, Mickey Bennett, Paul Murray, Stevie Thurlow, Nat Amato was in goal, Darren Pitcher, Jeff Thomas, Paul Bacon, Pete Evans. I kind of missed anyone out there. Gordon Watson was on the bench. We were schoolboys at the time. Jay Lee just joined a year later. He really gave me fantastic belief, Colin, and said to me at the end of that school year, look, within 18 months, you'll be in the first team. I said, what are you talking about? But I played first team football. Fantastic. Lenny gave me my debut. That was at the Den, old Den. That was an experience. Curbs and Gritty were great. Curbs obviously then became the sole manager, and we know how well he did and how well he did in charge and how well thought of we can now look at him since he's left. Glenn Hoddle was probably, he was technically the best player I ever played with. I put Zola, Hullett and Di Canio as the best players. Glenn was coming to the end of his career, had a bad Achilles injury. But technically, left foot, right foot, the best player I ever played with, because whatever he did in his right, he could do with his left. And he was tactically the best manager I played under. A fantastic brain. I'd still have him as England manager after Gareth Southgate, but obviously with his health issues, probably not now. But a brilliant brain. Hello, darling. Thank you very much indeed. It's very kind of you. We're talking to everybody here.
I can only see you.
I know, only see me.
Why?
Give me a couple of minutes and I'll be upstairs.
Why?
I'm just finishing off the quiz.
I can't even see.
I know, darling. No, everyone can see me and now you. No way. I knew they'd come in at some point. Graham Souness, Rude, I forgot. Rude was just absolutely brilliant. Rude Hullitz became player manager. Just one of the most laid back people ever. And I think he really enjoyed being at Chelsea, considering the pressures he had. Graham Souness, I love playing under. Just a fantastic player. I had nothing but admiration for him as a player. So to play under him was great. We got on really well, both on and off the field. Harry Redknapp was just, I mean, he was brilliant. He was so much fun. And yet when he was angry, you could tell he was angry. So look, it's really difficult to say which was the best one. I think tactically, I think Glenn was the best, but you know, each had their own pros and cons. But yeah, when I think about the players that I played with and managers that I played under, I should be pretty proud. But anyway, moving swiftly on. But thanks, Lisa Jane. Great question, that. Hello to Crazy Gymnastics. He says, hi, can I have a shout out, please? Because I watched nearly every single EFL game live on TV this season. Fantastic. Can't wait to get back. Hopefully everything will. And obviously, fingers crossed, Charlton will stay up as well. I have to be careful what I say on screen, but I think everyone knows what I feel about Charlton. Ryan Burrows says, Dad is doing the quiz. Tell Carl we have the wooden spoon ready. Okay, love that one. We'll see who does get the wooden spoon, shall we, Ryan? Shout out to key worker Ken Robinson. Ken, well done on everything you're doing. Fantastic. I salute you. One of our heroes. So, Ken, well done. Hopefully you've enjoyed this quiz. And a shout out and huge thank you to everyone who's contributed questions this week, including Steve Clark, Steve Sutherland. Suthers, how are you? John Allen, Richard Crowther, Anthony Crowther, and Johnny Sutton as well. So thank you everyone who has helped here. So let's move on to the sports answers, shall we? Because we're going to see who's winning between Jace and Carl. Okay, the answer. The Upbeats played a pan disability team before watching Charlton face Wimbledon, February 2019, which former Addict striker scored a late winner that day, and it was Igor Vetokalai. I do believe I've said that right. If I haven't, big apologies. Lyle Taylor joined which teammate in visiting the Upbeats at Sparrows Lane in November 2019? The clue was a midfielder, and he joined the club in July 2018. Great season, Darren Pratley. How many of the Upbeats are now FA Level 1 qualified coaches? The answer is C, 5. Question 4. Where is the DS Active National Tournament held each year? The answer is B, Birmingham. Question 5. Lee Bowie surprised the Upbeats at a training session last March. Which colleague and former Charlton player who had been scouted on one of CAC's football courses joined him? Grant Basie. Great lads, Grant. Really, really good lads. Complete this sentence from the Upbeats version of the Ale 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 song. And now you won't believe it. The Upbeats won the cup. Question 7. Which former player joined Simon Webster, Paul Mortimer, Bob Boulder, and taking part in last year's Upbeats walk and later watched Charlton beat Luton Town, who his son Elliot plays for, is, of course, Rob Lee. Question 8. On which day of the week does the Upbeats training session run at Sparrows Lane? It is Saturday. Question 9. We all know the Upbeats are good at football, but can you name one of the 3 other sports that members of the Upbeats have represented their country in? You can have skiing, golf, or swimming. And question 10, and this could be it. Who's going to dip their hand in the pocket? The CEO of CAT or the head of early lead and prevention, which the department includes the Upbeats as well. We shall wait and see. The question 10 is, for the last 3 summers, the Upbeats have travelled via EasyJet to take part in a pan disability tournament in the city that is famous for being the place where the Titanic was built, among other things. Name that city, and they both should get this. Belfast. Okay. So Carl says he's got 30. Carl and Carey 30. Jace is keeping quiet at the moment. Maybe maths isn't his strong point. He only counts up to 20. But look, I just want to say thank you so much to everyone who has taken part this evening. Please don't forget to put your team names and scores in the comments below, or email fundraising@cact.org.uk by 8 p.m. tonight, and we'll announce the winners online later. Still nothing from Jace at the moment. He's keeping quiet. He's adding it up and it doesn't come to 30. Still don't know. Anyway, look, we hope you can join us again next week on a new time of 6:30. Don't forget to applaud our frontline heroes, of course, at 8 o'clock. Jace has just got in. He said he got the first question of the sport wrong. So 29. So Carl, you've beaten him. Jace, get your money out. I've not seen you buy anything yet, let alone a drink. I am going to enjoy a glass of wine. Haven't tapped into it yet. But listen, make sure you're out there at 8 o'clock and applaud our frontline heroes. Thank you again. And please enjoy the rest of the evening and the rest of the week as well. See you next time.
That was great.
Cool. We got all the